Hello, everyone. This is the end of the year book tag. It was originally done by Ariel Bissett. There are 7 questions in all. To start, question number 1. Are there any books that you've started this year that you still need to finish? Yes, there are. There are, of course there are. There's The Planning. Yep, there is the William Doyle. I mean, I'm a goodly way into this, funnily enough. Yeah. The Doyle, a French Revolution, which I was highly motivated to read up to kind of when things start going very, very wrong. So all the preamble and all the causes and the whys and wherefores were covered in about that much of it. So yeah, and also Anne Somerset. I still didn't get to the end of this. I got that far into it, but I got as far as some guy or other going over to the Habsburg court and saying one or two things about how things may or may not work out. I don't know which page number it is. Anyway, yeah, great book. Anne Somerset, yeah, I don't know why I haven't heard more praise for it. I picked up on the one or two people's opinions about it being maybe kind of so even, but I found it very, very, very surprising and how should I say? Enlightening. No, not enlightening. She brought out the feminine of Elizabeth, if that makes sense. Here is not just a person. Here is a woman on the throne of England. She is the CEO, and she draws out how that is, how that works out in practice. I mean, we all hear about how, well, perhaps England from Elizabeth should have a certain tolerance towards other peoples, like obviously Catholics. That this whole thing of, well, we'll burn you at the stake, so we'll burn you at the stake in return, in revenge, which is perhaps not very Christian, but there we are. It wasn't very Elizabeth either, apparently. So anyway, the next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And kind of, well, not really, no, but maybe not so much a particular book, but certainly a theme, which is and has been World War One, which I am reading for Historathon 2024 Q4. So I will pick up on some of those books in the next couple of questions, in fact. So question number 3 is there a new release you're still waiting for? And yes, there the blooming well is. This thing, To Arms, as you can see, is volume 1. If you can. No, maybe you can't. Anyway, it says volume 1 anyway. Wow, all that. Here's the thinnish pages as well. I counted these. These are 1,139 pages in this one. Yeah. But it is remarkable. It even says at the beginning, there are 3 volumes of it planned, but 20 years later, we only have this one to talk about, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's that. And also in the Penguin History of Europe series, for some reason, Anthony Grafton at now, which one is he? Is he Princeton? I think he's a Princeton professor. What was it supposed to be called? Anyway, it's the one after High Middle Ages and before the Tudor period. And evidently, somehow or other, that has not appeared. Again, he's had 20 years to do anything about it, and so far we have absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. But anyway, question number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And by now, we've only got kind of a week left, 7 or 8 days. So I don't know don't know how well I'll be able to do any of these, but anyway, they include Peter Hart's 1914-18, a single volume edition of World War One, and I think Peter Hart's pretty darn good. And Michael Howard, The First World War. This is there's that one thing there. This might be the Very Short History, the Oxford Very Short History volume. Yeah, I mean, they do tend to pick pretty good people, as far as I know. I bought one the other day. No, wait a minute. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and I think this might be that. And obviously Michael Howard is a former professor of history both at Oxford and Yale, and Cambridge. And at some point he was, as it says here, emeritus professor of modern history at both Oxford and Yale. So that's Sir Michael Howard, honoured citizen. Oh, no, he's not a lord. Sir Michael Howard. Yeah. Obviously, that's a tiddly little thing. It's hardly even 100 pages. But it is. I've read up to the Battle of the Marne, and it's very good. Very, very good. If you want a short version, as compared to that, the Strachan, then maybe this is just for you. Very readable, but very good. Very good. Okay, the other one is very, very different indeed. Yeah. As advised by a number of persons on BookTube and possibly Historathon 2024, this guy Mayer and his 2-volume, obviously I'm not going to finish both of them, but yeah, this is described as a popular history, and it does come across as something like that. You know, it's very easy reading, very, very easy reading indeed, and kind of, dare I say it, meandering. Very kind of, I mean, the Peter Hart, we're into conflict, battle, firefights, and so forth by at least chapter 1 or 2. Not many pages. Whereas this chapter 3, I'm up to chapter 3, and I'm only on page 32. But still, we're still getting all sorts of things about the family life of Franz Ferdinand. Could be relevant. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Okay, question number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? Yes. Or rather, well, I suppose it could. And here it is. The Boer War by Field Marshal Lord Carver. I read more than half of Thomas Pakenham's Boer War and thought it was just not really very good. And I have sort of thought of the Boer War as an almost entirely and decidedly kind of boring event, as found in the annals of history generally, ever since. Yeah, and very, very surprising in a way. I suppose it's interesting up to a point, but in the fact that Thomas Pakenham wrote the Boer War first, and then, after a number of years, he did the Scramble for Africa. And the whole Boer War thing is seemingly like him learning how to write history. That's what it seems like. He's kind of builds up to his kind of the lifetime event for him is the Scramble for Africa, which is fantastic. It's an absolutely amazing book. I would recommend it to anyone to have a read. But not the Boer War. No, absolutely not. So hopefully, perhaps a field marshal who typically made his way up through all the ranks and the lower ones during World War II will make all the difference. So, hopefully. Question number 6. Have you already started making plans for next year? Yes, because I will be reading broadly in line with Historathon 2025, which is go for launch, pretty much. Yep. And question number 7 is just to tag people. So I guess there's a fair few people who have probably already done this tag, but anyone else who has not done this tag, please consider yourself tagged and with best wishes for the new year, and all those reading in Historathon 2025, and anyone who isn't, you might consider doing so. Check out the Revenant Reads, Vin, and the other co-hosts. So, or his co-host. Yep. So that's the end of the year book tag, and the end of the year for me as well, I think, probably. And well, bye for now.